Hello, we're back. This time I'm going to be talking about Game of Thrones because I watched all of it. Mostly. I mean, I started December last year, but yeah, let's just say this: I watched it all this year, and I finished the show in 3 months, and holy shit, yo, when there's one of those things where it's like a universal project and everyone's just like, dude, you need to see it. Like, what? You haven't seen it? You need to see that. And Game of Thrones was always one of those things to me, especially because of the genres that I like. I like fantasy, I like action, I like superheroes and shit. And it all kind of, I mean, obviously there's no superhero, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. And, I just never started watching it. And that's mainly because of the ending. And I'll get to that. So let me start from the very beginning. So this goes back to 2021, back when I was fresh out of 8th grade. And, I've always been, watching these mature shows just because, like I started watching The Boys when it came out. I was 12. Probably shouldn't have been watching that, but I turned out fine. But yeah, so I started watching it long time ago. I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, and only thing I remember is cold air, horses, long dialogue scenes, and then Bran getting pushed out the window at the end. That's the only thing I remember. And I was just like, I swear I don't think I was paying attention to any of it. I don't think I was not locked in. So yeah, I guess I just wasn't ready for it then. But once I hit that 19-year-old threshold, actually no, 18. I was 18. But still, dude, best decision I ever made in my TV career, because now Westeros is quite literally my life. House of the Dragon. I'm gonna make a House of the Dragon video. House of the Dragon season 3. Episode banger. Okay, so I feel like I got sidetracked a lot in the other videos, so I got a couple of bullet points here. I know I said I didn't want to do that, but just for structure and time, whatever, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I already started with that. Now, yeah, I did have like a reluctance to start the show just because everyone said the ending was dog, like butt booty ass cheeks, right? And I'm not gonna say anything on that yet. But, so yeah, that's why I took so long to start watching it, because I figured it could be the best show ever. But if the ending is as bad as people say, what's the point of watching it, So yeah, but then eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I started watching it. December last year. I'm so happy I did that. I watched the first episode. I was like, okay, this is good. I watched the second episode. That's when I got locked in, because I started hating that little motherfucker, Joffrey. Jesus Christ. Joffrey. Oh, dude. Joffrey getting the butcher's boy killed because he was too pussy to take on a 7-8-year-old Arya with a sword. Bro. No, I don't even think she might have had a sword. No, I think she did. Because a needle. Yeah. But... or maybe she got that after. Holy shit. Okay, basically, that's not the point. But yeah, so that's when I really locked in. And yeah, finished season 1, 2, 3. And actually, now that I think about it, let me give you my rankings of the seasons. So we're going from best to worst. Now, we all know what's last, but still. Number 1, season 4. Season 4 is the most consistent and has the best individual episodes, in my opinion. Some of the best. Dude, the battle at the wall. At the wall? Yeah, the battle at the wall with the wildlings and Jon Snow. Dude. In the Night's Watch, bro, genuinely peak cinema. I think that's their best battle episode, in my opinion. Like the long night, nah, couldn't see shit. I could see this fight though, and yeah. So next I have season 3. They're basically neck and neck. Obviously the Red Wedding and stuff like that. But like season 3 just really it's genuinely peak television. And then season 2. It's weird, because I consider seasons 1 to 4 kind of just like, not the same thing, but peak Game of Thrones. It's all peak, right? But it just keeps getting better somehow. How that's possible, I don't know. How they fell off, once again, I don't know. Well, we all know why. Anyway, finish the books, please. Yeah, so then I have 2, 1. 1 was something special, bro. And then 6. Now, the reason 6 edges out 5 is one thing, the Battle of the Bastards. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't even make sense. It's not logical at all. I don't care. It has hype moments. It has aura. I don't care. Jon Snow is quite literally one of the coolest characters put to television, respectfully, especially in that scene. Oh my God, and the music, Ramin Djawadi, by the way, dude, the score for the fucking show. Oh my gosh, yes. And yeah, Ramin Djawadi, top 5 composers for me, along with like Michael Giacchino, but I'm not gonna get into that. Anywho, season 5 is below 6 because I feel like way less happened in the season. It kind of felt like nothing happened by the end of it. And I understand it was more of like a bridge season, and also it was the first one where they were going off book a little bit. So I get it, they stumbled a little bit, but it's still a solid season. And then season 7 is where I started seeing the cracks. That's where I was like, let alone the fact that they cut down the season count, the episode count by 3, so now it's at 7 episodes. So that's one thing. So it all kind of felt rushed, but also very hollow at the same time. It's kind of weird. But yeah, the battles were awesome though, dude. Episode 3 or 4, the one where Daenerys like just cooks like the entire Lannister army. Jaime almost dies, and the Dothraki are riding in. Yeah, and then season 8. Just utter bullshit, bro. Utter bullshit. It started out fine. It started out very extremely mid. It felt so off too. I was so scared going into season 8. I kind of took a week actually between season 7 and 8. I was just like, I really want to just prepare myself. Okay, now I may have a controversial opinion here, but I don't think the finale is as bad as people say. But I feel like that's purely based off of my perspective because I watched it over the course of 3 months. Everyone else watched it over the course of 9 years. Completely different experience. Because I told myself, if I was in their shoes and I had witnessed this fucking season comparing to the peak that it used to be, and that's how they end the show, I'd be so mad. I'd be mad as hell. But I'm watching the finale episode and I'm thinking to myself, it's not that bad. It's not good, but it's not that bad. It feels very weird. It's very strange, but it's not that bad. Like I still felt, in the end, I wasn't angry. I kind of just felt hollow, you know, because I was like, this is one of my favorite shows ever now, and it's over. And it just had such a weirdly confusing ending. Confusing in like how they ended up there, but and Bran being king. But yeah. And the cinematography, bro, genuinely, like, definitely my top 10 favorite looking shows of all time. And the fact that they were able to crank out 10 episode seasons, hour-long episodes minimum, huge battle sequences, dragons, plenty of VFX, beautiful locations, extras, sets, castles, and they were able to crank that out yearly. They only had one gap, and that was between season 7 and 8. And I get that because season 8 was only 6 episodes, but purely off of runtime for the whole season, that could have been like 8 episodes, in my opinion. Like, because like The Long Night is like an hour and a half. Genuinely a movie. Banger episode, I will say. And the episode after that is where that's where the quality goes. But yeah. So overall, I'd give the show, I can't say 10 out of 10 because that's not fair. I mean, it's not fair because of how it ends, but dude, it's just something special, bro. It's something special, and I'm so glad I got to experience it, but I'm also very jealous that I didn't get to experience it as it was happening. I feel like it's the same thing for people who like missed out on peak MCU, you know? Because for me, I was just too young to be watching Game of Thrones, obviously, because when it ended, I was 12. When it ended, I was 12, so I was watching Avengers Endgame in theaters. That's what I was doing. So yeah, but the show is beautiful. I don't know, I guess hopefully this gives you some insight to how, you know, like a new viewer feels about the show. I guess I'm sure this guarantee this is not the first video about that, but still, yeah. Show 9 out of 10. Just for the ending, I have to dock it down a point, but yeah, 9 out of 10 show. Go watch it if you haven't, and tell me your thoughts on my thoughts or your thoughts on the show in the comments below. Yeah.